So the big question is this. How entrepreneurs like us who have been breaking with old beliefs, like the idea of holding a 9-to-5 job and living paycheck to paycheck, taking a lifetime to reach business and life success as the only option we have? How do we grow our business in a way that lets us highly service our customers, getting our products and services and the things that we believe in out into the world without diluting our life but enhancing it and taking the journey of internal and external growth? That is the question, and this podcast will give you the answer. Your host is Marina Simon, and welcome to 10 Exit. Life and business as usual? Never again.
Hi guys! Well, today I want to share with you something super simple. For those of you who have never dared to publish, this is your opportunity. How to start your own podcast. For those guys that are not ashamed and love Facebook and, putting videos up on Instagram, no problem for you guys. But for those of you that maybe you guys are oldies but goodies like me, or just have a consideration about being on camera, or don't know how to start, or don't know if you want to write, if you want to talk, if you want to video, here's the easiest way to start. When you start to publish, all of us, it doesn't matter what we do, we're all in the business of selling, right? Anything. Service, product, ideas, right, to your family, etc. But normally you want to promote something. The best way to get out there is to publish, right? Especially nowadays with all what we have available, with the technology. You guys can blog if you like writing. You guys can podcast if you like talking or speaking. And you guys can video if you like, be on camera. Now, I tell you the easiest way to start, at least for me. You can also start blogging if that's what you like. But I'm going to teach you what I did just to swim, right? No experience, no need. Okay. Step number 1. Get a piece of paper and a pen. Thank you. Did you got it? All right. Next step. You're going to write the next domain, right? Anchor.fm. A as in Ann, N as in Nancy, C as in Charles, H as in haha, O as in opera, R as in Robert, .fm. All right. So that is going to be a free system you can use to start podcasting. I think it used to give me free 5 minutes. I have another friend that she has a lot of 20 minutes for free. I don't know how she did it, but at least you have 5 minutes for free, which is perfect to start talking because at the beginning you don't know what to say and the time keeps clicking, right? Then you cannot even shut up yourself. So, again, it's anchor.fm. Okay, put it on your computer. Good. You're going to click where it says sign in. Well, in fact, get started because you haven't signed in. So get started. Fill in what the system requests you, which it says create your account, full name, email, password, date of birth, I'm not a robot, etc. Fill it in, guys, and follow the instructions. It's very simple. So just follow anchor.fm, okay? And there's no win for me on this because it's a free app. Okay. After you have created that, I'm going to give you a little tip. The best way to publish is to interview people. Okay? It's the easiest way because you don't have to think about what to say. You just read a question and that's it. Okay? So signing in Anchor, next step is either you're going to go to Google and Google 5 most common questions in interviewing somebody on a podcast. Okay? And write them down. Copy paste it on a Word document. Otherwise, if you have a piece of paper or you can just write super fast, Anyhow, this is just an example of interview questions, okay? I'm going to give you 8 interview questions that I used to use 1 year ago to interview my public or the people I was interviewing. Okay, so here we go. Example of the question you can do when you interview somebody on a podcast. Number 1, what's one thing you wish you would have known before you began your career? Right? Adds value to the audience. Now, I gave you an example on the last podcast, which I interview myself with these questions regarding sports just to drill it, right? So I can give you some kind of math regarding how to do it. Now, question number 2, what is your biggest failure and what did you learn from it? Example of questions, guys. There's no right or wrong question. In fact, you will know what to ask depending on what industry or what do you want to podcast. Maybe you want to podcast in your hobbies, you know? You don't want to podcast in your work. You want to podcast, you're a golfer. You want to podcast as a golfer. Now, number 3, what advice would you give to someone trying to pursue a career similar to yours, in this case, or hobby, right? What are some great resources that have helped you along the way? Who are the 3 people who have been the most influential you? What is one myth about your industry or profession that you want to debunk, those reputation of? If you were in my shoes, what questions would you have asked yourself that I didn't? And last, where can our listeners find you online? This is important because you're really helping the person who you're interviewing to promote themselves. You know, between podcasters, we help each other. You know, they interview you, you interview them, and you cross-copy their own followers. That's kind of the payment in between podcasters. Let your guest promote himself and the products as exchange for agreeing to come into your podcast. Okay, these are just some examples. One thing that I wanted just to tell you is, guys, publish is fun. I tell you what happened with podcasting. You start finding your own voice. It sounds very romantic, very funky monkey, very whatever, but it's true. It's a drill. It's a constant drill. When I start doing it, there was a lot of hums and buts, and you know, I still do it. I didn't know what to do. I had to think about a theme every day. I mean, I used to take a little time to create them, right? Right now, I just go on a roll, and I just started a couple of weeks ago because I started the same way. I'm like, oh my God, what am I going to podcast daily? But you know, as you do it daily, you leave something and you think about a good thing you're going to talk to in your next podcast. I give you an example. Yesterday, it was my loss of time on a lost dry clean ticket, and we made a whole podcast on organization, right? And how it affects production. It's interesting because if you relate it to life, people relate to life and living this. Now, when you start, and I did the same, so choose the area you want to podcast in. Normally, it will be the area of work, right? Let's say you're a chiropractor. Interview other chiropractors, friends of yours, right? Or people who are in the industry, or maybe other people who are on health that, have your same philosophies, right? So it becomes interesting to your public. The interviewer is the easiest way to start a podcast. Again, guys, it's so simple. Truly, it's so simple. I just want to talk about it because I want to see you guys podcasting. If you're not doing it, it's a way to promote your service or product in a very simple way where you're going to start creating a follow-up, right? And those guys that are going to follow you, they really are going to resonate with you, and you will be able to service them in a deeper level. Now, forgot my point, what I was going to tell you, but I guess basically it is very simple. Just do it. Oh, I remember what I wanted to tell you. So basically, at the beginning, if you're one of those people like I was, that I haven't ever, video on Facebook because I feel uncomfortable, so I feel awkward talking, don't worry about it. When you start podcasting, there's crickets on the other side. Nobody's going to listen to you. I'm just telling you. So don't worry about it. It's just a drill that you put out in the universe, right? Maybe some incumbent person goes and arrives there, but most likely no. So don't worry about it. The beauty about the beginning is later on, when the time goes through, you can go back and listen to yourself. And those are your beginnings, right? And it's your story. And it's very valuable. And then you'll see your advance as you go. So don't worry about it. When you feel more comfortable, you can give the links to your friends and family, and then, and then you start. If you are an advanced podcaster, don't even listen to this episode, because this is just to get people start podcasting. Again, anchor.fm. Sign in, simple, free system, and just try it. It is a beauty. I tell you a story. I start doing a podcast on marathon running. I used to call it, I think, Couch to Marathon or something like that. My God, I have so much following. I didn't even knew people were so interested about, like, when somebody's starting and they wanted to start to run a marathon, but they haven't done anything. It was amazing. I was amazed of the amount of follow-up. So I'm just telling you, you can help people in many different ways you cannot even imagine. So give it a shot. Super simple. Again, anchor.fm. Sign in. Do your first episode. It doesn't have to be perfect. You can hum, you can ham. Nobody's going to be on the other line. Just do it as much as you can. I will say, as Mr. Russell Branson says, publish daily. Publish, that doesn't matter about what. Now, again, easiest way to start, interview people. People love to hear other people's viewpoints and their lives and their stories and their successes and their failures. And, people love people. So I hope the most important part is have fun with it.
Thanks for joining us today on 10 Exit. Life and business as usual? Never again. We love always hearing from you. Please feel free to send Marina an email, marina@marinasimonbrand.com. Your input and comments are always welcome, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And if you like the podcast, you can always subscribe to it. Remember, the best way to predict the future is to create it.